Hello guys, this is Joyce from Enjoy Scrapping 2. Today I'm doing a design team project for Tupelo Designs LLC. And today I'll be doing some watercoloring with watercolor crayons. The stamp set that I'll be using is this brand new Stampendous stamp set, which is called Build a Bouquet. This is an excellent stamp to have, and you can color it in so many different mediums, and it's really fun stamp set to have. I'll be using the Tim Holtz watercolor paper, and I'll be using the smoother side of the cardstock, and I'll be using this Lyra watercolor crayons. Tupelo Designs LLC has 3 sets of these. There's a set of 12, there's a set of 24, and the 48. And the 48 is the one that I have. So I'm taking out the stamp, and as you can see, there's a free stencil in this stamp set. Most of the Stampendous jumbo stamp sets like this comes with a stencil, which is a plus. It's like you're getting something for free. And I just wanted to show you guys that because you may not notice it that it's there because it's clear, and the stencil is on the thin side. And so I just wanted to point that out because I know when I got my first Stampendous Jumbo Cling stamp set, I thought that was a package, so I threw it away. And so I wanted to kind of point that out to you guys. So don't throw those away. It's a stencil, and it's really fun. And you can use it in a lot of different ways, which I'll be showing you a little bit over here. So here I'm using the My Favorite Things Hybrid Black Licorice ink, and I'm stamping the vase portion first, and then I decide that I don't want to stamp that first. I want to stamp the flower first so that when I stamp the jar, the flower looks like it's on top of the jar, and the jar is underneath those flowers. So I grab another piece of cardstock, and I take out the stencil, and you can just pop those pieces out. So you get the negative part of the stencil plus the positive. So I love that. It's like you get something for free. So now I'm restamping my flower. And again, I'm using the MFT's hybrid ink. This ink can be used both with Copic markers or watercolor. So it's a great ink to have because it works for both purposes. So I stamp the flower out first, and then I'm going to use the mask that's included, and then just place it right on top of this flower. And then when you stamp the jar on top of the flower, I mean not on top, but overlapping the flower a little bit at the bottom, the top of the vase won't stamp. So it looks like the flower is above the jar. I mean, yeah, like that. So I wanted to show you guys that. So I'm going to use my number 4 round brush. I love this brush because it's very pointy. So it has a very sharp end, and I like that. To get into small areas, it's a perfect brush size to have. So now that the ink has to be dried, so make sure that the ink is dry before you start to watercolor. And I'm going to start with my vase first, and I'm using this light blue, and I'm just putting it at the edges of the jar. And this is going to look like it's water, obviously, but yeah. So normally when I do coloring videos, I fast forward it quite a bit. Most of the time, maybe like 4 times, and sometimes even 8 times if the video is super long. But I had some requests where some of you guys want to see more of the coloring, so that because I was fast forwarding it so much, that maybe you don't really see the actual coloring. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, so today I only sped it up twice. So let me know if how you guys like that. So this watercolor crayon is a very great quality crayon. And as you can see on the back, it has all the colors listed. And these crayons go on like butter. They almost have the same consistency as like a gelato. If you've never tried watercolor crayons, it's a really fun medium to have because there's so many different ways you can use it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So now that I did the water part of the vase, I'm going to skip to the flowers so that right now I'm just putting my base color, which is a very light pink. And then I'm going to keep layering on different colors on top of it after it's dried to give more depth to the flowers. So now I'm going back to the jar. You want to kind of jump around because you want to let that dry before you add any more. So I'm making the sides a little darker and then also the bottom a little darker, kind of to give like a round look. And then now I have this dark pink and I'm adding it to the centers of the flower and also the flowers that's underneath of the flowers, which will be shaded more. I love like jumbo stamp sets like this that Stampendous has because the image is so big that I mean you can use so many different type of mediums to color it in a lot of different ways. And so it's very versatile to have because like I use these all the time. So now I'm adding the water and then I'm just dragging the color out slightly, but I'm not dragging it out completely because you don't want, this is a second layer and you don't want the second layer to all blend together as like the first layer. So we want to kind of give the illusion that the flower is kind of like blooming, not so flat. So I'm just dragging the color out a little bit. If I feel like I have too much color on my brush, I wipe it off in the paper towel. You don't see the paper towel, but it's right underneath this paper at the bottom. So that's where either I'm grabbing the water when you don't see my brush or I'm wiping it off on a paper towel. So I want to definitely make some layers as far as the darker colors in the inside, and I'm making the outer edges of the flower on the light side, but I will be adding other colors to this. So far I've added the light pink and this is the darker pink. Now here I'm adding a little bit of yellow. So this crayon, you only need a little bit of color. It's very highly pigmented. So even if you put a little drop, it becomes really bright, as you can see here. I barely put the yellow, and look how bright it is. Super bright. So you don't need much to get the bright, intense colors. So which is good, then you can use it like forever. So now that I have a little bit of the yellow on the outside, here I'm just scribbling it on the side here, and I'm adding water, and I'm creating like a palette. Here you can see that this is purple. So I'm adding like several different colors to these flowers. So the inside has the purplish pink look, and then the outer part of the flower is a little yellow, and I will be blending that even more. So now you can see here I'm kind of bringing out a little bit more of that purple and kind of mixing it and blending it together with the yellow, so that there wouldn't be as harsh line between the two. I want them to blend together seamlessly, kind of. I mean, this is watercoloring, so the coloring is not going to be like perfect. That is the look of the watercolor. Because if you wanted the really perfect coloring and the blending, you know, the like alcohol markers or color pencils, or you would choose something like that. But watercolor is supposed to be loose, so you don't need to fuss too much with it. So now I'm working on the stems of the flowers here, and I'm using this kind of like olive green, and I put some lines here and there throughout the stems. I don't color the entire thing. I'm just putting little bit of color here and there, because especially the stems that's inside of the mason jar, you don't want those to be stark green. Then it doesn't look natural. So here I'm adding a little bit more of the blue, and I'm going to kind of blend that out and blend out some of the green as well. Right here, as you can see, I'm kind of blending a little bit of the green and dragging it out of the water a little bit so that it looks natural. So again here I grabbed the dark pink, but before that I finished coloring the top portion of the mason jar or the vase. I don't know, I think it looks like those mason jars. So I'm just adding some color right there. Again, for the stems too, I just adding a slight touch of yellow and blending it with the green. So again here I put the pink, and I'm picking it up, and my brush is pretty dry right now. So it kind of spreads out a little bit at the tip, and so I'm kind of like flicking it out and actually kind of like drawing on like the flower veins with my brush, the tip of the brush. So because the tip of the brush is on the drier side, the tip is not like super pointy. It gives that, I can't explain, but I'm kind of, as you can see, the flower, I'm kind of flicking it like just like when I do with alcohol markers, and giving that vein kind of look to the flowers, which kind of blends with the yellow. So I really had fun coloring this, and I'm not going to make a card with it today, but I'll probably make a card with it some other day. Today I just wanted to show you how you can color using the crayons. and how little of the crayons you need to actually do the water coloring. So you can definitely put some color all around the jar, the flower. I'm just putting the dark blue. This is a darker blue, and I barely touched it. And look how much color it came out. It's pretty bright and intense. I mean, I liked it because that's creating a little bit of shadow. Maybe when I'm ready to put this on a card, I'll probably maybe mute it down with a little bit of gray. But I like the way it turned out. I hope you guys like this video, and check out the links below, and hopefully you like this, and I see you guys next time. Thanks so much. Bye.